Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, in the singular, the most merciful God, the bestower of mercy. God will not render of none effect the works of those who believe not, and turn away from the way of God, but as those who believe and work righteousness, and believe which hath been sent down unto Mohammed, he will expedite their evil deeds from them, and will dispose their hearts aright. This because those who believe not follow vanity, and because those who believe follow the truth from their Lord. Thus God propoundeth unto man their examples. When ye encounter the unbelievers, strike off their heads, until you've met a great slaughter among them, and bind them in bonds, and either a free dismission afterwards, or an exact ransom, until the war shall have laid down its arms. So this is in the middle of the battlefield. So just like the passage in Surah 8, no one in their right mind is thinking that this is referring to just going about beheading people just because they don't believe. There's not even the context. But to go back to verse 1, because it's one of the 4 passages in Quran that mention Muhammad. Alladhina kafaru wasadu an sabilillahi yadalla amalahum. Those who disbelieve and hinder from the path of Allah, sabil, sabilillah. So if you hear that phrase, he will render their deeds vain. And the verse that I drew attention to otherwise, and when you meet them on the battlefield and you strike their necks and all that, that's verse 4. This shall you do. Verily God is pleased that he could take vengeance on them. Verily if God pleased, he could take vengeance on them without your assistance. But he commanded you to fight his battles, that he may prove the one of you by the other. And as those who fight in defense of God's true religion, God will not suffer their works to perish. He will guide them and will dispose their hearts aright, and he will lead them into paradise, of which he hath told them. And he will set them aright. He will guide them and set the right state into what we just read is verse 5 and 6. O true believers, if ye assist God by fighting for his religion, he will assist you and will set your feet fast. But as for the infidels, kufar, is it kufar or is it? Regardless, it's not the word infidel. That's not inappropriate. Who disbelieve. Kafaru, yeah. I don't know if infidel is ever mentioned in Quran. Let them perish, and their work shall God render vain. This, that which God hath revealed, wherefore their work shall become of no avail. Do they not travel through the earth, and see what hath been the end of those who were before them? God utterly destroyed them, and the like awaiteth the unbelievers. This, for that God is the patron of the true believers, and for the infidels, the misbelievers, have no patron. Verily God will introduce those who believe and do good works into gardens, beneath which rivers flow. But the unbelievers indulge themselves in pleasures, and eat as beasts eat, and their abode fire. How many cities were more mighty in strength than thy city which hath expelled thee? Yet we have destroyed them, and none to help them. Shall he therefore who followeth the plain declarations of his Lord be as he whose evil works have been dressed up for him, and who follow their own lusts? The description of paradise, which is promised unto the pious, therein are rivers of incorruptible water, and rivers of milk, the taste whereof changeth not, and rivers of wine pleasant unto those who drink, and rivers of clarified honey, and therein shall they have all kinds of fruit, and pardon from their Lord. Shall the man for whom these things are prepared for as he who must dwell forever in fire, and will have their boiling water given him to drink, which shall burst their bowels. Of that there are some who give ear to thee, until when they go out from thee, they say, in a way of derision unto those whom have knowledge hath been given, What hath he said now? These whose hearts God hath sealed up, and who follow their own lust. But those who are directed, God will grant them a more ample direction. And he will instruct them what to avoid. That they wait for any other than the hour, that it may come upon them suddenly. Some signs there have already come, and when it shall actually overtake them, how can they receive admonition? Know therefore that there is no God but God, and ask pardon for thy sin, and for the true believers, both men and women. God knoweth your busy employment, and the place of your abode hereafter. The true believers say, Hath not a surah been revealed? But when a surah without ambiguity is revealed, and war is mentioned therein, thou mightest see those in whose hearts is infirmity look towards thee with the look of one whom death overshadoweth. And so the seal, if you take the cross quarter that starts fall, a week into August, and you take those 8-year themes, on the northern side of the globe, you will get the order of the 9 verses with the word, rank, surah, and this final one, the 9th, is kind of like a ceiling and a floor, so you have sort of I guess it would be a 10-sided figure because the ceiling and floor and the 8 sides, but it's one way to think of these verses in terms of a shape. But obedience would be more eligible for them, and to speak that which is convenient. And when the command is firmly established, if they give credit unto God, it will be better for them. Were ye ready, therefore, if ye had been put in authority to commit outrages in the earth, and to violate the ties of blood, these whom God hath cursed, and hath rendered deaf, and whose eyes he hath blinded, do they not therefore attentively meditate on Alcoran? Are their locks upon their hearts? Verily, they who turn their backs after the direction is manifest unto them, Satan shall prepare for them, and God shall bear with them for a time. This, because they say unto those who detest what God hath revealed, we will obey you in part of the matter, but God knoweth their secrets. How therefore will be with them when the angels cause them to die, and shall strike their faces and their backs? This because they follow that which provoketh God to wrath, and are adverse to what is well pleasing unto him, and he will render their works vain. Do they in whose hearts is an infirmity imagine that God will not bring their malice to light? If we pleased, we could surely show them unto thee, and thou shouldest know them by their marks. But thou shalt certainly know them by perverse pronunciation of words. God knoweth your actions, and we will try you until we know those among you who fight valiantly, who persevere with constancy, and we will try the reports of your behavior. Verily, those who believe not and turn away from the way of God and make opposition to the apostle after the divine direction hath been made manifest unto them, shall not hurt God at all, but he shall make their works to perish. O true believers, obey God and obey the apostle, and render not your works of no effect. Verily, those who believe not, and who turn away from the way of God, and then die, being unbelievers, God will by no means forgive. Faint not, therefore, neither invite to peace while you are the superior, for God is with you, and will not defraud you of your works. Verily, this present life is only a play and a vain amusement. But if ye believe and fear God, he will give you your rewards. He doth not require of you your whole substance. If he should require the whole of you, and earnestly press you, you would become niggardly, and it would raise your hatred. Behold, ye are those who are invited to expend for the support of God's true religion, and some of you who are niggardly. But whoever shall be niggardly towards his own soul. For God wanteth nothing, but ye are needy. And if ye turn back, he will substitute people in your stead, who shall not be like unto you. And that stinginess would be a better way to say that. And that last verse with the word for chapter, the specific term for chapter, would be number 20. So know,